Hi all, hope everyone's well and continuing to enjoy your yoga practice. Come and take a seat. Preferably Svastika-san for today and today's practice, but please remember that in the sitting you take something that works for you, of a height where the inner knees in line with the hip top so that there's an ability to release the inner thighs towards the inner knees and allow the groins, the knees to become passive, resting, so that you can truly have that sense of being earthed, being grounded in the base of the pose. Draw the buttock flesh back so that you can expose the knuckles of the buttock bones and feel a true earthing with the buttocks, with the hips, the legs, the feet, the lower limbs. And bring your palms into Atmayanjali Mudra. Releasing the shoulders back and down. Lengthen and release through the back of the upper arms. Allowing the crease in the inner elbows to soften. As the connection of the palms soften one into the other. Ease the back of the neck and the base of the skull up off the top of the shoulders. So it's as if the head is gently floating. Brain cells soft. The eyes gently come closed. And allow yourself time to settle. The physical body to come into this space. And just allow yourself to be. Cease the doing, the need to be doing, be it physically or mentally. And allow yourself just to come and rest in that gentle rhythm of the breath. As it flows in and out of this sun, this instrument of the body. This body that you have taken to reside in for the moment. And letting the breath settle into its own natural rhythm. No need to rush or force it in any way. And complete the breath you're on and gently bow your head to your heart. Make your own inner acknowledgements. Rest the back of your hands onto your inner knees. Raise your head. Gently let the eyes come open. So once more, good day. Extend the legs away from you. And we're going to start off by lying down into Supta Tadasana. Have a belt handy because we're going to be using it shortly. Come and lie down on your back, bending the legs and just resting the whole of the back into the earth. So like you found the buttocks and the lower limbs grounded, can you feel the back body, the feet, grounded as you rest here? Rest the shoulders, rest the outer shoulder blades. Feel with the legs bent like this, how the lumbar has capacity to rest down. It's not that you need to push it down, it's that it rests down into the earth. And the abdomen can rest into that support of the back body. And from there, one by one, keeping your feet together, extend your legs away from you and stretch fully through the heels. Take your arms up and over your head and just interlock the thumbs and reach into the tip of each one of your fingers.
Coming back to breath awareness, breathe in, stretch, and go further in both directions. So it's as if you pull your back ribs and the whole of your rib cage towards your fingertips. And you draw your back hips towards the heels, so that the lumbar spine has tremendous space with each breath. And as you exhale, broadly spread the abdomen back into that space of the back waist. So breathing in, stretch, pull through the heels, through the fingertips. Breathe out, soften the abdomen back. So keep stretching with each breath, going further. Each exhalation, as if you allow yourself to open into that space you've extended into. And now holding that extension, as you draw the back hips towards the heels, can you draw from the pubic plate all the way up to the collarbones? So the front body stretch towards the collarbones, the back hips extend towards the heels. And then one last action in this extension, can you slightly compact your hips so that you get a sense that even although the whole of the abdomen is dropping back, even more so, the lower abdomen between the navel and behind the pubic plate eases back even more. And then release. Just relax your legs, your arms, your shoulders. If the arms need to come down to the side trunk because there's shoulder and neck issues, do so. And then change the interlock of your thumbs to the other way and once more extend. So the back ribs, the whole of the rib cage, reach through the fingertips. The back hips all the way through the back of the calves through to the heels. And then inhale, lift as you extend the pubis towards the collarbones. Compact your outer hips. And as you breathe out, let particularly that lower abdomen sink back, drop back. Breathe in, stretch, go further. Exhale, holding all those actions. Breathe out, abdomen back. Now including into the stretch, move the front thighs to the back thighs. So press the back of the legs into the floor and extend the heels away. As you breathe out, abdomen back from that, maintaining the compactness of the hips. And then release, let go, bring the arms down and just rest. Feel good, if nothing else, that stretch has been. Bend up your legs. And once more, rest the lumbar, draw your left leg up, interlock your fingers more around the center of the shin bone, and draw your left leg towards you. Ekapada, 1 foot in Parvanmuktasana. And release. And draw up the right leg, keeping your left foot for the moment on the floor. Abdomen resting back to the lumbar spine. Feel that lovely action of the abdomen having the capacity to drop back into the pelvic bowl. And then release once more. Draw up your left leg. Draw the leg towards you. Now straighten your right leg up to the vertical. Extend through the heels so you get that back leg stretch. But as you take this leg away and down, think that this leg moves right from this inner groin. So this inner groin rolls back, and it's like this inner groin is going to pull that inner thigh down to the floor as you extend your leg away from you. So roll this inner groin down, and from this inner groin, stretch that inner leg further away. So it's like 3 actions here. Inner groin rolls down, pin that inner groin to the floor. From that inner groin, stretch through to the inner heel, and now move your front thigh back. So this leg working tremendously as this raised bent leg, completely passive. Checking what's going on in the back body, the sacroiliac area, the lumbar area. Bend up your right leg, put your left foot on the floor, and now tuck your right leg in. Once you've really settled that right leg, now stretch the left leg up. Fully open the back of the knees. You extend through the back of this leg now, rolling that inner groin down. It's like this inner groin pulls the whole of the leg down to the floor. Pinning that inner groin into the earth. From that inner groin, stretch through the inner heel. And now firmly move these front thigh muscles back to the bone. And that takes place by taking the inner thigh, the outer thigh down, and then these 2 middle quadricep muscles of the front thigh will connect to the thigh bone. Passive left leg, passive right leg, passive right foot. Abdomen broadly. Bend up your left leg, put your feet on the floor, and just once more, feel the lumbar resting into the mat. Now draw up both legs. And for today, interlock the fingers around the middle of the shin bone. So the buttocks might lengthen away, buttock bones slightly lift. And then take your belt and put the belt around the heels. Raise the legs to 90 degrees. They don't need to come in at all. And take your arms wide to the side. Welcome, Mr. Guest Star. Can you go onto your bed? You think you can manage that? So raise through the inner legs. So inner groins, move them back. From the inner groins, extend through your inner heels and move your front thighs to your back thighs. You can see I've got a large loop here. You don't need to do that. You can just take the belt and open the belt up and use the belt. Extend the back of the legs through the heels. Rest the outer shoulders down, outer shoulder blades down. And now, all those actions that you had earlier on, as the lumbar rests back, lift the pubis to the collarbones, and broadly as you compact the hips. So there's a subtle bringing in of the hips to allow this lower abdomen to sink back, drop back. And breathe, breathe back. Stretching through the back of the legs, through the inner legs, away from you. You can subtly pull on the belt now to draw from your outer heels, outer knees, the hips back into the socket. So there's that compacting of the hips. And then release the belt. Just let it be there and let the arms come to the side. Bend up your legs, release, put your feet on the floor and just rest there. And then from there, keeping your right leg bent, your belt onto your left heel, bring that left leg to 90 degrees. Now walk your hands up the belt. Press your outer shoulders into the floor. Roll this left inner thigh back, inner groin back, extend from the inner groin to the inner heel. Now moving your left front thigh to the thigh bone, start to draw this left leg towards you. Supta Padangusthasana. 1. So Supta supine, Padas the foot, Angusta is the big toe. So eventually we get towards making that mudra with the big toe, this closed circuit. So if your shoulder can come to the floor and you're not lifting it up, if you can retract that upper arm into the shoulder socket, keep this left leg straight and hold the big toe, please do so, because that is the final pose. Otherwise, keep holding the belt as close to the foot as you possibly can. Now maintaining this ramrod straight leg, stretch your right leg away from you. So the action in the right leg, this inner groin rolls down, pin that inner groin to the floor, extend from the inner groin through the inner heel, and now firmly move the front thigh to the back thigh. The stability of the leg on the floor allows the mobility of the leg that is raised. Now, subtly compact your hips, let the abdomen broadly move back to the back body. And from there, bend up your right leg. Take your left leg to 90 degrees, slip your right foot into that belt, and put your left foot on the floor. Pause at 90 degrees. So the lumbar moves back at this angle very comfortably, and the abdomen sinks back. Inner groin back. From the inner groin, stretch through that inner leg, all the way through to pressing the belt away from you. Front thigh firmly onto the thigh bone, and resisting this thigh back, you want to pull the heel up and over. Ramrod straight, right leg. So once more, as I said, if you can take hold of the big toe, with the shoulder remaining intact on the floor, then do so. From there, unfold the left leg. That inner groin rolls down. Front thigh back. Get the length of the inner leg, the back leg. And start to resist that right front thigh back as you draw the right heel up and over. So this is how you gradually walk your hands along the belt until such time as you come into that space of being able to hold the big toe. Do keep this heel in line with your femur head. So don't need to cross the medial plane. You want to keep it in this line. So ultimately it would go over the shoulder and bring your foot to the floor, possibly. And then bend up your left leg, bring your right leg back to 90 degrees, and belt in both heels, and just be there. Urdhva Prasarita Padasana. If this is not possible to hold it with ramrod straight legs, please have your belt at that closed circuit. But preferably inner groins moving back, lengthen from inner groin to inner heel, firmly move your front thighs back. So that action of drawing the outer legs back towards the hips has that action of compacting the hips so that the abdomen, even more so the lower abdomen, can drop into the back body. Now, lift from your pubis to your collarbones. So front body, draw up, abdomen broadly back. And it's as if the back of the abdomen can lift up the front of the spine. So that's the focus of the action in the poses today. Bend your legs, put your feet on the floor, and just let go. Be aware of what's taking place in the center of gravity area, lumbar area, sacroiliac area, abdomen, and in fact, pelvic floor. From there, roll to the side and come up and come standing up. Feet together, Tadasana. Extend the arms away from you. So just like you were doing in Supta Tadasana, take your arms up and over your head, but instead of interlocking the thumbs, bring your palms into Urdhva Namaskar. Pressing the palms well into each other, lift the arms up. And then all those actions we did in the line. Roll these inner thighs back, take these inner groins back, and pin them back as if you're going to pin them to the wall behind you from the inner groins. Lengthen all the way through to the inner heels. Feel how we tend to hang on the outer feet for a lot of us. Can you root the whole of the heel down, like you making an imprint with a horseshoe into your heels, pressing into the earth. And now, compact your hips. Lift from the pubic plate all the way up to the broadness of the collarbones. And broadly take your abdomen back. Lift the back of the abdomen up through the front of the spine to your fingers. Breathe. Feel the compactness of the hips, the stability of the trunk, the legs. Bring your arms down to the side and come standing. Raise your left leg up. And just like you did earlier on, interlock your fingers around the head of the shin, the middle of the shin bone for today. Drawing this leg towards you. So now, this is your passive leg that you had on the floor. Roll this right inner groin back, lengthen through the inner leg, move the right front thigh to the back thigh, and compact your hips and lift from the pubis to the sternum. Abdomen will move broadly back with all these actions and lift the abdomen through the front of the spine up towards the base of the skull and release. From there, feet together, Tadasana. Gather yourself back, stabilize yourself, and raise your right leg up. Firm up the left leg. Press that whole of that horseshoe down, inner, outer heel, to draw this passive left leg up. Compact the outer hips. Lift the pubis to the sternal notch. Abdomen back and up. Please, for those of you where stability is a bit of an issue, raise the leg and put this hand into the wall, rather than letting this happen all the time. Rather have a stability in being on one foot, because there is a lot of balance even entailed in that. And as you know, as we age, we tend to lose our balance. So these poses are vital. From there, release, come and stand, Tadasana once more. Keep coming back to these focal points that I've been mentioning today. So the major ones are the inner groins rolling back, that lengthening through the inner leg, the front thighs back, compacting of the hips, and the lifting of the pubis to the collarbones. The compacting of the hips will almost naturally take the abdomen back into its pelvic bowl for you. So I'm referring more to the pubis to the collarbones than anything else. Then from Tadasana, raise up your left leg and put your left foot onto your right inner thigh. So this foot is doing a lot of that groin action for you. You even want to take this foot
and slide it back, taking the inner groin, inner thigh back, and then pressing the foot into that right inner thigh loans a lot of stability. You need to press this outer thigh in, so there comes the compactness of the hips. And take the arms up. Vrikshasana, tree pose. Press the palms. Lift the pubis to the fingertips. And hands down. Release the leg. Come standing in Tadasana. Remember, you have the wall as security if you need it. So rather, as I said, raising the leg and keep the leg raised, and just let the hand release from time to time. From that, raise your right leg. So slide this foot back, encouraging that inner groin to move back. Lengthen from inner groin to inner heel. Bring the palms once more. Urdhva Namaskar. Compact the hips. The abdomen will move back when you really compact your hips. Lift from pubis to collarbones. Lift the arms as if right from your inner left heel, you're lifting to your fingertips. Bring the arms down, release, let go. And just for a moment, take your feet off your sticky mat. So the inner edge of the feet as wide as the outer edge of your sticky mat. So if I place forwards, the feet will be more or less this wide. And fold forwards, Uttanasana. Please, if that Uttanasana does not easily come, so with the feet wider like this, it's easier to fold forwards. Have your hands to the bricks. So when we fold forwards into Uttanasana, this sacroiliac band, this lumbar spine ultimately wants to come lower than the femur heads. If it's not there, then you take your support. Otherwise, bring the arms down, rest the hands into the floor. Let the upper trunk, the head, the neck be completely passive. Stand into those vertical legs. Release the crown of the head. So even if you're on your bricks, let your head just be. But once more, come to this awareness of your focal points. Inner groins rolling back. Feel when you do this now, you have the freedom of the back thighs to spread. Lengthen from the inner groins to root the whole of the heel down. And then compacting your hips by lifting the outer legs up. Squeeze your hips towards each other. See how the abdomen naturally sinks back. And then from your pubis, lengthen to the sternal notch, to the broadness of your collarbones, and breathe. Put your hands onto your thighs, concave upper back, come. Right, take your belt once more and make a large loop with your belt. And you're going to have to adjust this as you see fit. So you want to put the belt into that dorsal thoracic that we so often refer to in our forward bends, our back bends, our standing. And then bending up your legs, put your feet into the belt onto the ball of the foot. This needs to be just slightly bigger. Don't have the buckle onto any part of your body. Have the buckle free. And then from there, bending up your legs, just be there for a moment. Put your hands alongside you. Be on the points of your buttock bones, so you're not leaning more into the sacrum. The sacrum here, just be with the feet slightly lifted. The sacrum lifts. The sacrum moves into the body. The lumbar spine, you spread back. So it's almost like a little subtle separation. Sacrum up and in, lumbar spine can rest back. And then sitting onto the points of your buttock bones, use your hands for balance and extend your legs away from you. Parapuna Navasana. Navasa boat, Parapuna means complete. So this is a complete boat pose. And here, inner groins roll back. It's like you pin those inner groins back to the floor. From your inner groins, extend through the inner legs to the inner heels. Feel how with the belt as it is here, that you're drawing back. Compact your outer hips. Feel how the abdomen will move back now. Firmly lift your pubis to the broadness of your collarbones. Lift your sacrum up and into the body. Now re-lift your sternum. The belt is automatically moving your dorsal into the back. Allow the shoulders to roll back and down. Lift, spread your sternum, your collarbones. Open chest. Find the balance. Be on the points of the buttock bones. Spread your arms away from you. Cup your fingertips wide. Broaden the collarbones. Lift and spread the sternum. Let the back of the neck lengthen as you look just beyond the tip of the big toe. Find that quiet gaze within, more so than looking out. And if that stability comes, raise your arms. Plug the upper arms into the shoulder socket and lengthen the inner arms away from you. If it's possible, close your eyes. And just be in that quiet place of balance, physically, mentally. Feel how the breath settles, becomes rhythmic, smooth. Maybe sometimes longer, deeper, sometimes shorter, more superficial. But there's a sense of quiet smoothness to it, ease. As you ease the abdomen back, as you ease the back of the neck up. Sthira Sukham Asana. Stability in the sense of being content in this asana, because you found that balance. Make the imprint of this shape, of this pose of Parapuna Navasana. See how the inner legs extend. The front thighs move to the back thighs. The compactness of the hips brings the abdomen back deep into the pelvic bowl, and that lift upwards to open the inner walls of the chest. Back of the neck long and soft, so that the head, the mind becomes sattvic, quiet. One day, let the eyes come open. Hold your belt, bend your legs, and put your feet on the floor. And just remove your belt and just come and sit for a moment, having that somatic memory imprint itself into the cellular structure of the body. Be there. So that was the supported version of boat pose. We're now going to go into the next steps for that. So you've been on your buttock bones, remain in that place. So the sacrum lifts firmly into the body and up into its natural position. Take your hands slightly behind you. Now re-establish what you had established with the rope, with the belt. So dorsal in, collarbones broad, sternum lifting right from the pubic plate. You're lifting up. compact the hips, and abdomen will sink back. From there, staying onto the points of the buttock bones, lift your legs. Bring your shins parallel to the floor. Squeeze the outer thighs to the thigh bone. Inner groins move back. Sacrum up. And bend your knees and come down. Once more, be on the points of the buttock bones. Set up all those focal actions. Your intentions, your sankalp for today are all those various connecting points to the hub, which is the lower abdomen. Raise your legs. Place your hands around the back of the thighs to lift once more that sternum, the dorsal, the sacrum. Lift the pubis. Compact the outer hips. And from there, release, let go. So you've got each stage as they come into being, but keeping that same dynamic lift of the spine, of the front body. Once more, breathe in, relift, set up that shape. Take your hands to the back of the thighs. And now roll those inner thighs back and just stretch through the back of your legs and extend your legs away from you. Inner thighs, roll back. Pin those back, groins back. Stretch from the inner groin to the inner heel. Front thighs to back thighs. As you compact your hips, let the abdomen sink back into its rightful position. See the lift of the sacrum, the pubis, the dorsal into the back. And from there, release, let go. And just lean forward, round the back if there's been any aching. Just surrender and let go. And then from there, one last Parapuna Navasana, complete boat pose. And stay in the stage that works for you, because this is how we gradually build up on our practice. If we go to the final pose and collapse in it, then we're gaining nothing. Then we're using a lot of himsa, a lot of violence. There's ahimsa, the very first of the yamas, vital in our yoga practice, on and off the mat. From there, inhale, lift sacrums, pubis, set up this focal area already, awareness there. Shins to the horizontal, hands to the back of the thighs, straighten your legs, reset up all those focus points, stretch your arms away from you. Lift the sacrum, lift the pubis, spread the collarbones, inner groins back, lengthen the inner legs, front thighs back, lengthen the back of the legs, compact the hips. Inhale, release. Cross your legs, just come and sit in Sukhasana for a moment. So from Parapuna Navasana, we're going to keep the arms for today extended going into half boat pose. And what happens here is that with that compacting of the hips, you want to bring your awareness to this lower abdomen and really draw this abdomen back now. So this is an action, a kriya, and this is called Uddiyana Kriya. So as much as you're keeping that open chest, you want to deepen this bowl of the abdomen. So let's attempt. Please remember, you go from stage to stage. Inhale, lift sacrum, pubis, set up these focal points of the compact hips, abdomen back, stretch the legs up, extend the arms away from you. Now reach through the fingertips, reach through the inner heels, and abdomen sinking back, but keep the lift of the dorsal. Come down, stretch into the fingertips, stretch into the inner heels, deep abdomen, draw it back, draw it back. Inhale, bend your legs. And come sit down. Right, last one, let's repeat. Inhale, lift the sacrum, lift the sternum,
All these actions, inner groins, front thighs, abdomen, stretch the arms away from you for today. We're going to keep the arms here. Stretch the legs away. Deepen the abdomen, but lift the sternum. Breathe, breathe now. Just try it for fun. Lift up. Parapunandapasa. And then release, cross your legs the other way, and come and sit. From there, come to the very front of your mat, folding forwards, step back, bent legs, lift your heels, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Lengthen from pubis to sternum, lift from sternum to pubis, and lay that long front body along your thighs. Now, keeping that connection, like the thighs are glued to the abdomen even more glued to the thighs. Stretch your heels away and down and come into Adho Mukha Svanasana. Straighten your legs, but come with that same sense of connection. Stand the whole of the horseshoe heel down and open the back of your knees. Move the back ribs deep into the body to take the head a little lower. Lock your elbows. Step your feet together. And then, if it's possible, keeping the hips aligned, raise your right leg up, stretching to the heel. Remember your focal points this week. Roll the inner thighs back, those inner groins, roll them back. Pin the groins behind you. Front thighs to back thighs. Lengthen the inner legs. From there, bring your right leg down. Stand the heels down, especially those inner heels. Front thighs to back thighs. Compact your hips. Lift from pubis to sternum, but from your sternum, draw to your pubis. And now raise your left inner groin up and back. So it's like the lift of that left leg comes from the inner groin. Stretch from inner groin to inner heel. Take your head a little lower if you can. And then release, come down. Separate your feet once more, as wide as your hips. And just breathe, be in the pose. The compactness of the outer hips, feel how the abdomen settles to the back body. And you can lift the back of the abdomen up to the shoulders. Bend your knees, Adho Mukha Virasana, and relax your arms. Let go completely. Let the side ribs settle onto the inner thighs. Let the buttocks settle onto the heels. Abdomen broadly surrendering to the width, the length of the lumbar spine. Feel your head heavy, bring your hands under your shoulders, curling your spine, come up, and turning around. Tuck your legs to your chest. Parvamuktasana. Now take your hands to where feels good for you. Maybe the head of the shin bone, maybe the middle shin, maybe the lower shin around the ankle. Just check what works best for you. Days are different. The trunk feels different. And keeping your hands where it feels best for you, just gently rock from side to side. Feel the back of the hips. Feel the sacroiliac area. Feel the lumbar spine. Awareness of our anatomical body, our anamaya kosha, that sheath of the outer body. Come back to center. Put your feet on the floor. Now grip your sticky mat. Feel like you're going to pull your sticky mat towards your shoulders and roll onto the outer edge of the top of your shoulders. Keep holding the sticky mat gently now. Feel as if you're going to push your heels away from you, and pressing into the heels, slide even more onto the collarbones, like you're puffing out the inner collarbones, and you're rolling the shoulders back and down even more. Then strongly roll the back of your armpit chest up and circularly over the shoulders. Pin your shoulders down and roll your inner upper arms out. So the shoulders firmly moving down to the floor. Lighten your buttocks and draw your upper buttocks towards your heels. Keep pressing the shoulders back and down. Then stretch your right leg away from you. Stretch your left leg away from you. Scrub the heels away and have your feet together. Feel as if somebody is pulling the heels right from your back hips, right from your upper buttocks. Lengthen the back of the legs. Tuck the toes towards your nose. Make the back of the legs even longer. Now completely breathe out from your shoulders and relax your shoulders and your arms. Legs are active. Now stretching to your heels, breathe out completely through your legs and let go of your legs, right from those inner groins, inner knees, inner thighs. Let go. Keeping the shoulders, the hips, the heels as they are. Gently lift your head, but keep the shoulders down. Look along that horizon line at the front body. Is the central line equidistant from your inner heels? Adjust your feet if needs be. Keep the shoulders heavy. Lengthen like you're pulling the base of your skull away from your shoulders and making the back of the neck really long. Place your head back on the floor. Tuck your chin even a little more onto your chest. Breathe out. Settle your shoulders, the back of your hands. Breathe out. Settle your hips, your outer heels. Breathe out. Settle the back of the skull. Breathe out from the whole of the abdominal cavity. Letting the abdomen spread, soften, settle back. Once more, exhale long, completely from the abdomen, resting it back. Lumbar resting into the earth. Let go completely. Gradually, gently allow the inhalation to become fuller. And let the drawing in of this breath and the life force that rides on the breath spread through the whole of the inner body. Feel that gentle tingling, prickling, swirling, whatever the sense might be. As you gently, slowly, with care and compassion, wake up the cells of the body from Shavasana. Roll your legs towards each other. One by one, draw up your legs so your feet rest on the floor. Extend your right arm over your head. Draw your legs towards your chest. Tuck them deeply in and now roll over so that your legs are tucked deeply in, like you're in a fetal position. Round the back body. Press down with your left hand. Uncurl your spine to come sitting in Sukhasana. Palms in Atmanjali Mudra. Shoulders passive. Mind quiet. Breath subtle. And it's normal with them. Eyes softly closed as you seal and close your practice for today. The sense of inner stability, inner balance, sense of equanimity within and all around you. Namaste.